Banter fam, happy Friday. Guys, how has your week been? Nice volatile week. Again, we're kind of paying attention to big zones on where the market is going to bounce. We have been quite bearish this week, speaking about, there's a bit more chop to go, there's a little bit more downside. Bitcoin has now closed CME gap, which is good. Okay, and we've really now came down to important areas of where I'm looking at the bulls to return. So what I'm looking at next now is a nice little rejection here, higher low, and then I truly think markets are going to start pushing to the upside. Now is the time for us to catch rhythm and to take advantage of the volatility within the market. I've been going through this whole journey with you guys of trading and just kind of open things up. And just want to show you guys that we're now sitting on $41,000 on this account. Right, I've really started to every trade I've been showing you guys. I've been trading a lot on Zcash. Yesterday I did the quick show. We got the short. I actually put a limit order. I was at golf. It actually went lower down, but they got me out. Amazing, right? And I'm sitting on 41,000. So this is very good, So I'm basically 24,000 to around 41,000 this week. And if we look at the actual charts, and I want to drop in here, this is what the market's been doing. All right, so this market, look at this. Okay, and I've nearly doubled my money, right? And I think it's just brought back the trading aspect of once we catch rhythm and we rather focus on timing and we slow things down, you can truly build a powerful account while you wait for your long term to grow, right? Right now, the long-term bags are the ones that are sitting. What else I've started that I've spoken to you guys about, right, is I spoke about this over here, which is Bitfunded, right? So I just want to show you guys that it load up here too. Okay, so a couple of things I want to go in the show. I want to speak to you guys about how I'm building my Bitfunded accounts right now. Okay, the next trades that I'm taking. Okay, and I want to speak around weekly close. I want to speak about the opportunities next week. I think next week we're going to start to see some green within the markets. But just to show you guys, I started yesterday. Okay, I need to make $10,000 profit on the top package. I made $1,000 already, and you have to trade 5 days in a row. Right, so I want to show you guys that if next week I'm looking at this market popping up, right, I want to unlock real money. Okay, now again, this cost me $800 or $900 for this account, right? But when I unlock the account, I have $100,000 that I can trade with. But let me also take a next step further. I have $100,000 that I can also 5x. I have $500,000 to trade with of $800, right? But there is a trick to passing these levels. So I want to speak to you guys around passing these levels, and again, using this little choppy phase to prepare for when the market rallies up, you are loaded, right? I've been camping in my life, and I'm that person that literally arrives there and then tries to figure things out, right? And I forget my toothbrush at times, and I forget different things, and it becomes quite an interesting event because I'm quite forgetful, right? And then I look over, and the neighbor has a full camping van with a full braai, and he has hammocks, and he has all these things. And what I'm trying to say here is before this market wakes up and explodes, let's be that guy, right? Let's not get there and then figure out how we're going to find all the stuff and how we're going to eat and what we're going to do. Like I would get there, have my pot, and I forgot the spoon, and I'll forget the this, and I'll forget the that. Like, let's have our damn van set up. When the bull comes, we're sitting there, we're ready, we're comfy, we are great. Happy Friday to you all. Let's have a great show. Missed you guys. Let's go. Where's this one?
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Yes, bam. So a few things, guys. As you could see, I am becoming older Sheldon very quickly. I've had 3 nights. I've gone to bed at 3 a.m. in the morning. Right, and there's some parts of it where I was telling you guys where it's kind of like, you go a little bit into gambler's mentality. If I must just be honest with you guys, I'm loving it. I've missed it so much, so much. Getting back to the trading again and getting back to, the skill for me that gives me the most incredible sleep at night, right, is the one that was developed years ago and throughout this whole journey. If you look at after year 1 at Banter, I basically became a crypto influencer, right? So everything came around audience and came around content, right? And it wasn't so much about my trading so much anymore. That was when I had nothing, right? And I had to build my way up. And there's a lot of times I kind of lost it all and I had to kind of build up again. And now recently, this last crash has got me back into the love of trading again. And sitting back and just going through it, I love it. I love it so much because it's the skill that I know that I have the rest of my life. And I think the big thing for me was, okay, Sheldon, let's get back to really trading again, right? Like really going again. And it's amazing to see in a couple of days, to just see my accounts grow. And remember, there was 3-4 losses in the week as well. All right, there was probably 4 wins and 4 losses, probably a 50% accuracy when it comes to getting the exact trades correct. But yet the account is up 50, 60%. Right? And that was a very big thing. So my content is very much shifting back to the mentality of trading. And what the powerful thing about trading is I will be speaking to you guys a lot around short-term and how I'm building my accounts. But all of these techniques can be zoomed out and used on any part of your portfolios. An investor is a trader. Don't forget that. They're just using monthly timeframes. Okay, they're not trading daily. They're trading once every 3 years. Right? But it's still trading, right? It's still buying R's at the bottom. It's still buying trend breaks. It's still doing the exact same thing. So what that means is make sure you are following me on Instagram as I'm dropping updates on trades. Make sure you follow me on X, right? As I'm there and I'm letting you know, yesterday I put a tweet out, I long SOL, and I did long SOL. That's what I longed on Bitfunded, and I longed on a bunch of different things. So make sure you're following all of this because Sheldon is going full blast trading again. Not so much content creator anymore. What it's going to be is me trading the markets and using trading to make big impact in my life and sharing all of that knowledge with you guys and showing you all the techniques. You'll see a lot of educational videos on my new channel. By the way, in the stream, guys, let's jump back over here. In the stream, we get to 10,000. I will give away $100 to 5 people. So go and subscribe up. As we go up, when we get to 9.7, I'll give the first 100. When we get to 9.8, I'll give the second 100 to that. And you're going to drop your Solana wallets. Not yet. I'll tell you when. We first got to get this up. You got to do your part, and then I'll do my part. And I'll give away 5 Bitfundeds as well. Okay, so let's get this up because, again, this is where I'm moving. But, guys, the main thing is turning trading into fun again. I think if all of it's fun. It's becoming like a game and fun. This market has been tough. This is not a Mickey Mouse market. This is really volatile, right? Yet we're winning. We're winning the race. We're winning the game. And that's all that I wish on everyone, right? If we can condition and build in these areas got to get a lot more fun, right? And all these different things. So let's go through a couple of things. Let's get going. So the first thing I want to do is go through the plans for Bitcoin. Okay, so the drop happened. We ended up dropping straight to the original momentum trend line on Bitcoin. So remember the first low we had when the crash happened at $102,000. Then we had the second low that came in at $103,000. If you just take a line and put it at the bottom, okay, it gives you the initial momentum. And it's crazy how price at any point, if it doesn't get through resistance, how it comes back, right? So we literally dropped perfectly at 106 yesterday, and we hit that trend line nicely. I spoke about 107, 108. Type of areas, we went a little bit lower to 106, straight into the trend, and we bounced. Now, rule number 1 is the bounce is fake. The first bounce is fake, right? When a crash happens, you need to play the emotions out. When this happens over here, big drop-off comes, we need to see a fake bounce, this, and then explode up, right? So I would say we are here-ish. We're still busy with a bit of the push to the upside, but we kind of here. What I'm expecting next is a little push down, a little slow down, and then a real breakout, right? I put a tweet out yesterday, and I said a real bounce is coming soon, right? And a real time bounce is coming soon as well. Okay, so to show you guys this over here, where market's getting ready for a real bounce. Okay, the next higher low for me is a bit more of a real bounce, and we should really then start to see a strong push to the upside, right? So what I'm looking at now is we lost this trend yesterday. To show you guys, we zoom in here, that's the trend we lost. So therefore, to just recover straight away is very unlikely, okay, unless the only thing that changes that is a news event. So something comes out very bullish and that will break through, cool, okay? But as it stands right now, this is the play. So I'm looking at a rejection for Bitcoin anywhere between this 110. We already hit it. We might go up a little bit higher, but anywhere 110, 112, mid-range. So there's the dump in the middle areas over here. That's resistance. A rejection here. Then we come down for the higher low. I don't see this low going much lower than the previous low. If it does, then Monday we'll look at the strategy. Okay. But this next pullback is where I am literally looking to finish up my Bitfunded accounts. Okay. Is looking to deploy the bots. Right? And to really get things going on the next pullback here. Okay, what's nice about it too is as this pullback happens, I'm going to show you guys the important trend line to have in play. And when that trend line breaks, that's when we're ready to push. So the drop areas anywhere to the 107, 108, and then after that, push to the upside. So it's basically telling me that between today, tomorrow, okay, we should see a bit more red within the markets. And then later to the end of the week, we should see a push up, if not the beginning of next week, push up into the $117,000 again. And we break through that, then there's a short squeeze, which brings me back to the next point, which is the higher time frames that we must pay attention to, right? So if we look at those higher time frames, what we are starting to do is the important thing is we are holding a very big support on Bitcoin, right? Previous all-time highs is still support. So if you look at this as a normal token, or if I'm trading at any point, right, this for me is definitely something where once we are done with the chop here, we are going to get ready to start pushing up. Okay. The next thing that's also important is I want to have a look and see this, the stochastic weekly is at the bottom as well. So it's telling us that the bulls are soon to return. Okay. And then we're going to really start moving, which means that right now we get into the mentality of a chop market. I've been shorting. Okay. I've been longing. I've been building an account. However, it's very important for me to keep growing when I'm winning. Right. So this is where I spoke about the big lesson that I learned in the last crash was I tend to make big changes when the market tanks and wrecks me, right? Or does some sort of damage. Where here, it's like, you know, I need to start making improvements to when I'm winning. So now I'm winning and it's like, okay, this is cool, but I'm starting to get comfortable with shorting. Now, what's the problem with that is when this market starts to explode again, the shorting can be my nemesis. The shorting can make me lose money when a market is going parabolic to the upside. And those who know who've shorted the market before the market goes bullish, that's very, very, very dangerous and very aggressive, right? You end up getting hurt way quicker. If you think you lose money longing the market, short the market and let it go bull. You'll see a very, very quick amount of money being lost very fast, right? So even though things are working now, I have to realize in my mentality that when this market changes its momentum, the current strategy is not going to be 100%. But the powerful thing about the strategy that I am using right now is I'm timing more than chasing. And because I'm timing, I'm fishing in the right areas. I'm usually getting stopped out once and I'm winning the second one, which is incredible. So the timing aspect is something that even if it's bull, right? I always told you guys, we don't chase pumps with us. You time. Right, those trend lines are helping a lot. Just putting a basic trend helps a lot with knowing when we're basically ready to start popping off, right? But when it comes to shorting and these type of things, I need to start working on my long strategy. So that's where my mentality is at. Prepare the longs, get your strategies going, make changes now while you are winning, and you will keep winning. If I get comfortable now and think that I have everything's just brilliant and fantastic, I'm probably going to get my ass whooped when the market goes parabolic to the upside because I have not prepared, I have not shifted it up. So remember, we've used this last few days, week to two, to ultimately use the range to improve our skills. As the market shifts, we have to stay ahead of it and keep moving. So as we go back over here, right, this is the play. This is looking good, as well as altcoins, right? Look at that RSI. We are going to get a bull response pretty soon, right? Look at the Bitcoin dominance. By the end of this week, this is going to be at the top. Okay, these are good signs. These are good signs that I don't think we are 5 days away. I think we're probably about 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away from the market really starting to recover and looking strong. Okay, so it's a perfect time for us to deploy, make sure we've got strategies in play, and make sure that we're ready to go. So there's the play over there. When it comes to dominance, there's still one more push up. We're nearly done. What I'm seeing here, we're still holding that trend, which is very good. We had that little dump that obviously faked everything out, and now we're back in beautifully. So another push up, and then we really start. So again, that's next dump. Then we start dropping, and things start expanding nice and quickly. When it comes to altcoins, this is the play. Okay, so it's quite easy, guys. I'm going to remove everything again. If I look at alts right now, there is reason why we could bounce here. Why? Because this is all big support zones, right? So it's a hot zone of where buying power can happen. And it's very likely retail are not buying right now, right? So who's buying? Smart money. Smart money is buying the market right now quite clean, right? So there's areas there. Now, the next thing as well to realize is we have recently lost the trend. So do I expect it to just pump right now? No. I'm actually expecting another drop. And that drop can bring me a higher low or a lower low, right? So what I do here is I look at where we bounced, look where we bounced, support. If I look below that, there's another support too. Okay, so I've got to keep that in mind on this next rejection. Okay, then the most powerful tool that I use right now, which is really, really, really amazing, right, is the trend lines. So again, there's the trend. There's a bit more chop to go. Don't waste holding trades for too long. This doesn't mean you don't trade. It means don't hold them for too long, because this could easily do this and it could chop around. When we break this trend is when we're ready, right? So it's telling us that in the next few days, okay, I'm looking around the 3rd, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's big longs coming, big opportunity. So if I'm going to trade, right, think about it. Investment wise, I'm buying anything in supports and accumulating. Amazing, right? Spot, same thing, right? Trading, I'm looking to trade the range. But then when this happens, the same techniques I was using here is not the same, right? So if you look at two sides of the lines, there's this side where the chop happens, and then this side where the trending happens. Two different techniques. This, I would like to say, is plan A on this side over here, and this side is phase B, which means I'm going to be longing more than shorting. Right now, I'm actually shorting more because it's quicker, right? I'm making more money shorting faster, right, than longs. Look how long it takes for the longs. Look how fast it takes for the short, right? Look how long it takes for the longs and how quickly this drops. Okay, but it only works when you're in the phases of depression, anger, and these type of things. We can pretty much see, guys, a lot of people are very negative around crypto right now, right? It's not the best and funnest place in the world right now, right? But that's those emotions. The moment that changes and a big candle happens, remember, that changes very, very, very quickly. So that trend is when I'm going for the big longs. Now let's zoom in here. I'm just showing you on the total 3. Okay, we lost those trends. Let's also put one more trend in, so we just have it. Put it in. Okay, it's exactly where we're stopping. Okay, fantastic. So those are the 2 lines right now. The first one, we lost momentum yesterday. We're going to retest. The second one is we're a couple of days away from a real breakout, right? When we get on this side, I'm going to hold longs a lot more. Now, as it stands now, cool. I have an understanding of we could chop around here. So now what I do is I look for trades. Okay, so the first thing I'd look is, do I want to long the market right now? No. Right? Why? Because we've seen a nice little push. We're trying to resistance. Is there maybe a short? Yes, maybe. Right, there is. The big problem we have here is there's definitely a lower high. So this is nothing stopping the market from doing that. So if I was looking for a trade for today, as it stands right now, it's probably a short. Right? And where would I be looking to short? Resistance. Now, again, I am not predicting with my strategy recently at all. Right, I'm using momentum. So now I zoom in there. I say, okay, cool. I know this is a hot rejection zone. Okay, can I find any nice strong trends? There is a 3-touch trend. When it breaks that line, I'll short the market. I'll short the token. Done. Right. When the thing goes here, shorts, boom, there's my stop loss, go down. And same thing. Moment I see a drop, I see a slowdown, TP out and get going. I'm keeping it very, very, very simple at the moment. Right, nice and strong. So that will be the opportunities for the day. So again, mentally, we're preparing that in the next week from now, markets are getting ready to recover. That's when the longer term, everything will start to recover. What can I do right now if I wanted to make some cash? Right, here is an opportunity. So this is showing me nice and clear. If I wanted to long this market, I would want to see it go here. That is where I would want to long it. Let's get back into that trend line. Once you're back in that trend, you got strength, you're strong, then I'll long the market. Right, so something like today, I continue with my day. I put this alarm in, and we go. Now, the next thing that will happen is you could see that right now we have 2. Let's say for now 2 double tops. So let's say the short plays out. Okay, where this starts to drop off like this. That will give you the perfect 2 tops then to put the top trend in. And as that starts to speed down, you could track that down even more as a trend. Okay, for me, guys, I'm taking profits mid-ranges right now. Mid-range, mid-range, mid-range. Right, that's literally what I'm doing. So if we look at this now, if I short the market, what's this thing? Okay, if I short the market from here to here, the middle is where I'll take profits. Okay, the same thing when the market dumps. The middle, if I long that, for example, the middle is where I take profits. Mid-range TPs right now is working brilliant for me. Halfway. So if you're shorting, there's the bottom, there's the top. Halfway TP. Right? If it's the other way, halfway of the previous leg. Keeping it extremely, extremely, extremely simple. So let's go back to my trades here and let's go through them. Okay, so this has been my week of trading. Okay, Zcash, the most violent coin in the market right now. This thing is violent. That's why I chose it. I'll go show you a trader, right? Okay. Let's see. Let's go level 10 here. Let's not even go level 1. Let's go all in, right? And what I mean by that is just like, I like tokens that have volatility and have volume. This token has volume, right? So it's moving nice and strong. So again, lost my first short, got the second short. Okay, took profits, went in the market at 3 a.m. in the morning or 2 a.m. in the morning, too early, gave away a bunch of money. Okay, so again, I took my account from, I think it was $20,000 to $29,000, gave away. I was back at 25. Okay, woke up next morning and we broke this big trend. So just to show you guys here, why did I lose money here? Because I was fishing on the left side of the trend line, right? Then that's why I lost money. Chop. When we broke the trend, I showed you guys the next show, I went long, right? So I got into the token. I got in around here. I'm showing the actual exchange now. It went up. Where did I take profits? Mid-range. So there, in the middle. Boom, TP'd. Okay, I thought I got the top beautifully. Okay, was there anything to do there? No, not yet. Why? Because we didn't break this trend line. So did I take any shorts? No, I didn't. Right, but I got out and I sat on some cash. Remember, I was back at around 30,000, 35,000, whatever. Then I started to look for the shorts. I see we went to the top here. I zoomed in. I put the trend line in, right? The first short failed me. I took the short over here. Market went up, stopped me out, right? Then, okay, you want to stop me out? No problem. I put another trend in here. We lost the trend. I took the short. Boom. Short market went down. Where did I take profits? Mid-range. Did I care about this? No, I did not. Right? I took profit because again, it could have bounced there and went up. Right? I took profits mid-range. Right now, I am not in. I didn't go for the long. I actually wanted to try sleep. I didn't end up sleeping much last night, but I didn't get back to Zcash. Remember, I told you guys I was going to do 2 more trades and then take a break, because if you trade a volatile token for too long, you know, you might get 1 or 2 of the losing streak, and that's why it's like, just sit on it. You've won a bit now, you know, because it was getting a bit tough. I was going from 20,000 to 30, and then I was giving back 5. And then I went from 25 to 35, and I gave back 5. Right? So yes, I'm winning, but it's like when this thing like does chop a little bit, it does take a bit of cash. Right, so I kind of sat on it. So taking back to the account here, right, exactly what I spoke about. There was the first times I was shorted, stopped me out. There's the second short that I got. Boom, where did I take profits? Mid-range. See the arrow there? See it? Boom, out. Okay, now I'm sitting on $41,000. We go back, you'll see, all the trades I just spoke about. There was the first time I got stopped out on the short, got the second short in, took profits. This is at early hours in the morning. I was on the wrong side of the trend line. Look how much I fought for no damn reason. Didn't make any money. I actually gave back a little bit of money, right? It was a little bit more patience. Okay, next morning, see these 2 arrows? Long the market, and I won. So again, it just taught me about fish on the right of the line, right? Like, don't stop wasting money left side of the line, right? Now we are really starting to see the account start to grow. Right, you'll see from here, we get another 2, 3 trades, right? Then we're on 80K, then we're on 100K, then things start to move. Now, I want to remind you guys something. Why did I get back into trading? This account was on $30,000 before the crash. The crash took me to $3,789. Right? Remember, I told you guys, I went from $30,000 to $3,789. Right, so I lost 90% of this account on that big crash. I tried to buy the dip, it kept dipping. I managed to catch a little bit of the bottom, and that got me back up to around the 19, 20,000. And then I decided to start trading again, and that's where I started with you guys. Okay, long story short, the market smacked me and took 90% of my capital. Okay, and 2 weeks later, I'm now 20%, 25% up on that account. So if you are not spending time on learning the skill of trading, this is the benefit. Like, if you are someone that's just going to wait for money to recover, that's cool. Okay, you got a lot more pain, that's fine. But it's like, do you see what happens when you actually discover the skill and you actually put time into the skill? Guys, by the time that line breaks, you know, the fact that I can be ahead is incredible. It means that not only did I recover, I'm ahead, and officially one of my accounts are back in the green, right? Some of the others are still behind. Okay, and I haven't even deployed more of the bots yet and done any of those to recover those just yet. Those are coming on the next step now. Okay, but nonetheless, I've recovered the accounts, and that's a most incredible feeling ever, right? So this has really been a journey. And look at this. Look how many I took losses. I absolutely took losses. Then what I did was let's see if this will show my I long Solana yesterday. So I told you guys on where do I go back here now? Where is my trading? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, I told you guys I'm on a long Solana. There we go. I actually, where did I long here? Oh, there. Then I had a small stop, then I had a small stop, and then I got in, right? So you see the arrows here, got in, and then I TP'd when I went to bed. So what time was this? 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I TP'd out. Okay, what did I do? I ended up growing the account by $1,000. So going back over here, didn't trade very high. Okay, today I want to try to do $2,000-$3,000 growth on here. I'll explain to you guys on a couple trades. It'll be a short for today as it stands right now. Okay, then I want to get this account to this, but I want to do this over the next 5 days and get this account passed. Once I pass this level, okay, then I will have $100,000 of real capital where I keep 90% of the profits. Okay, and I can times that by 5 with leverage as well. All right, now again, I don't have to, but at that option, so I can trade at $500,000. Right, so the packages are just mental. Right, if you go through these packages over here, just absolutely mental, right? Especially when you pass. Now, the key to this, because this is, remember, with these accounts here, they're cool, but they do have a loss ratio. So if you lose a certain amount, so I just want to show you guys, they just load up again. It's a little bit slow today. Let's see. Okay, so coming back while we wait for that, this is the packages here. So there's a link below in the description. But why am I bringing this to you? Guys, for me, I'm trading a lot right now, and it's important to know where's powerful trading tools, right? So I'm trading a couple of different accounts. That's cool. But why not open a couple of these small accounts on the side, right? So again, the $99, I passed one level, okay, and I got $5,000 to trade with, right? So that's why I explained to you guys that for me, let's go back over here. I got 3 accounts. Okay, and what this has given me here, I've started trading the bigger one now. I've got a $5,000 account, $10,000 account, and a $100,000 account, right? I paid $900 for this one. I paid $99 for this one, and I think I paid $150 or $200 for this one. Okay, so $1,200, and if I pass these levels, have given me $115,000 of power times 5, right? $700,000 of buying power, massive, right? With a couple bits. So again, what am I doing? Am I trying to make money on these yet? No. Am I passing the levels? Yes. Am I paying attention to passing levels? Yes. Okay, so this is, again, I took a hit. I'm looking at opportunity. I'm looking at what can I do to make my cash back quicker and accumulate and build up. And this is another thing that is working nicely at the moment. I still got to pass the levels, but you take it nice and slow. You have 5 days. Now, where are the tricks where it's going to try to catch you out? Right? This is the trick. Again, this platform is very powerful, okay? But it's also there that if people that don't really focus on risk, okay, they will lose that $100, okay? And that's where the business will, okay, like you lose your $100, we're going to give you this money, but if you lose you lose too much, then we're going to take the cash, right? So what they do is they pressure test you, and you know how they do it, right? Is this one thing over here, and I 100% agree why they do it. Right? Because this is what separates a real trader versus a gambler, right? Is the power to not overtrade or kind of like things. So this, you see this thing here, minimum trading days, 1 out of 5 days. It makes you trade 5 days in a row. So remember, to pass the level, you got to get 8%. 8% on the demo account. And you pass the level, you unlock the real cash, right? But where the test comes is no, but we want you to trade at least once a day, right? So let's say on day 1, and how many times has this happened to you all, right? Day 1, you make a banger trade. You make the 8%, amazing. But now the next day it's saying, hey, but you need to trade again, right? You get in, you give some back, you give some back. You'll see by day 3, day 4, a lot of people have blown the account, right? Because what it's doing is it's teaching you the power of, you remember a lot of us said we want to be day traders. day. If you can pass this, you're ready to be a day trader because it's teaching you. Oh, you want to trade every day. Okay, cool. Okay, but that's why a lot of people force trades versus timing trades. For me, by timing and trading once a day, it's a lot easier right now than just trying to force trades and things like that. So where this challenge is difficult is this. So instead of me going big in day one, I'm building it step by step by step. Getting in, take profits, take a chill. Be very certain on the next trade. Time, take your time, go. And it's teaching a very valuable lesson. I truly believe that if you can pass these challenges, you are ready to be a leverage trader. If you cannot pass these challenges, you're not ready to be a leverage trader. Right? That is my honest view of a tool that is making you better and obviously giving you the big opportunities for more cash as well. Okay, so just know that that is where. The next thing is the loss. All right, let's speak around the losses. I'm speaking around this, guys, not just because it's Bitfunded, because it's normal trading in general. Right? So what they say here is the total loss that you can take on the account. So for example, this is a $100,000 account. Right? So the total loss is $6,000 and you will lose the challenge. So it's basically telling you 6%. Right? If you lose 6%, okay, the challenge closes up. Then what it has above that as well is if you lose in 1 day, if you lose $4,000, you lose the challenge. Okay, so these are the other side. I always speak about the opportunity. This is where the system is going to try catch you. And remember, the system is not a bad system. It's actually trying to pressure test you as a trader. Because once you master these specific things that it catches you on, you become a very good trader, right? So looking at this here, it's telling you have $4,000, right? 4% in 1 day, and the account will close. Teaching you not to go all in with your capital on that full day. Like for me, it's you could see I build up. Those shorts that I took, was it 100% of my money? No. One, I was in 30% of it, 50% of it, all these different types of things, right? So that slower approach is strong, okay? And just remember, this is where they will close the positions out. Okay, so that's why for me, the laddering, trading over 5 days, trading a little bit slower is way powerful. And to be honest, I've been doing that on my normal accounts, and you can see what it has done. Right? So it is very, very, very powerful. And it's crazy that I'm trading with $41,000 here now. When I pass this level, which I'm really going to pay attention on doing, I'll have $100,000. I'll have double what my other account is, right? Powerful, powerful, powerful. So again, there's opportunities everywhere right now. Gravity, I'm about to trade a decent amount of capital on this for the airdrops. Okay, the problem with gravity, guys, again, I'm going to say the good and I'm going to say the bad, is the liquidity. Be very careful with market executions. Okay, when you market execute, is a little bit, even though there is liquidity, you lose at least 1-2% quickly just by market executions. So this one, for me, is more limit order trading, which I will speak about, and I'm going to go through a couple of, I'm actually creating an airdrop video for you guys as well, right? But to speak around limit trading versus market trading, what I've been doing on the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 accounts is I've been market trading. I haven't been limit trading, right? So limit trading is the big one over here. Okay, that's the only downfall right now is it's taking a little bit of market, unless you're trading Bitcoin and ETH, then you're fine. And Solana's not too bad as well. Other than that, guys, it is incredible to trade and accumulate points right now. Airdrop is coming, big opportunities here right now. Okay, then the bots are coming next. The bots will be on its way. We'll be deploying bots by Monday, possibly. Let's see how our other bots are doing. Bitcoin one's still up. We'll be deploying. You can see I've loaded more cash up. I'm now sitting with $63,000 in here. So I got around $30,000-$40,000 to put in. It's not anywhere what it was. Okay, but these will restart again. Not quitting on the strategy. I love the strategy. We've learned now. We've taken a hit call. Now we're going to get back on the horse and we're going to dominate that strategy again. We've learned a lot. So you can start to see my roadmap and all these different things that we are playing on. Where are we here, guys? Let's see. Oh, not much growth, eh? Not much growth. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a little warning. I am loving where this market is going. I'm loving where my head is at. I'm loving where my skills are going again. I'm loving where my content's going, right? When 𝗏𝗏𝗏 accounts above 50,000, I'm going to be giving away a lot of capital. All I need from you guys is, you know what I'm doing? I'm dangling a carrot for you to go educate yourself, right? On this new channel. I'm literally saying, guys, go watch the videos and subscribe. And I'm even going to give away money to force you to watch videos, right? But it's all for the good intention for you, okay? Get onto the new channel, subscribe up, do school, do all these different things. There's a lot of exciting things happening. But Sheldon the Trader's back, and that's very exciting. Guys, have a great weekend. Lots of love to you all. I had a very special moment this morning. I collected my house keys, which is surreal. Bought a house, guys. Huge. It's been 5 years. 5 years and I eventually got a house. 5 years from being a carpenter, not having really much, losing my dad, having to move to Cape Town, having to become a YouTuber, learning to trade with an audience, going through war. Me and my wife got our house keys this morning. And I think the message is just don't quit. Keep going. This journey was not easy. I got wiped a lot of times. I got hit a lot of times. I got hated on a lot of times. I went through depression a lot of times. I collapsed a lot of times. I got into my new house and it was the best feeling ever. I want you to overcome all of this and I want you to achieve the dreams. It's all a journey. But when you get there, I promise you the feeling that you have, most beautiful feeling in the world. Love you guys lots. Have a good weekend. I'll see you. Bye-bye.